So hunter improvements, okay? Falconry. This is perhaps the most traditional hunter method for players midway through their progression. While players engaging in falconry might wonder why Matthias Falcon seems lackingly of all of the speed and grace that birds of prey are known for. Okay. Fortunately, all of that GP that Matthias has taken from you has been put towards some bird sunnel development, meaning you can look forward to the following. You will no longer be held in place when the falcon is chasing a kebbit, meaning you can reposition or walk around when the falcon chases its prey. That's a W, because when I was going for 99 Hunter, I did a bunch of Hunter rumors, I think all the way to 99 Hunter, and it was kind of annoying just having to wait for the falcon to either have a success or fail, and then I can't move at all, right? Now I can reposition for faster XP rates. Now, we suspect that XP, okay. You will have to ask your falcon to catch a kebbit, even if your inventory is full. Access resources will be discarded to avoid cluttering the floor. Though we'll make an exception for hunter rumor items here. Okay. Aerial fishing. Okay. Increase the distance at which you're able to perform quick catches from a 3x3 area to a 4x4 area. In effect, this means you're most likely to chain together back-to-back catches every tick if you'd like to play at this level of intensity. Wow. Add a toggle to the ally of the angler that allows your commensurate to eat fish in your inventory if you don't have the appropriate bait, effectively reducing the need for you to make fish offcuts as you go. Okay. Yeah. That means you'd forego the cooking XP you could otherwise obtain, but does make the activity considerably less click intensive. All right. Occasionally, a larger pool will spawn that you could send your comrade to several times in a row, which adds a little downtime or periods of lower intensity to break up the rapid pace. Increase the chance of you obtaining mulch pearls by 50%. Lower the mulch pearls cost of some rewards listed below. Any of you with prior purchases would be refunded any lost pearls. Fishing sack to 500. Angler's outfit from 100 to 50. Interesting. The skillers are mad right now. They're like, do it! Like that, you know, that's how they act. You know, the skillers, they always get mad when you change something because they're like, but I had to go through that pain. So do they, right? And it doesn't matter how little or how big something is. That's how they operate. Deadfall's traps are generally associated with the earliest of hunter levels, which have been more or less suspended by birdhouse runs for the better part of the decade, with maniacal monkeys being a notable exception for the relatively low intensity. We've gotten a handful of changes that should breathe new life into these deadfall traps. Increase deadfall trap limit to 2. That's twice as many now, right? Maniacal monkeys will retain the 1 trap limit. Kruk would never double trap, so you'd blow your cover. Jokes aside, we don't believe maniacal monkeys need extra help and already occupy a healthy space. Okay. Doubling the number of traps available here would skyrocket them to XP rates far too high for their intensity, while nerfing their XP rate to compensate would make them much less AFK, so we'd rather leave it as it is. Okay, so they completely lied. Tricked us. Give deadfall traps a chance to preserve your log when placing a trap, so you could cutting down trees. Okay. Make a deadfall traps able to catch 8 ticks, 4.8 seconds after being placed, as opposed to the current 15 ticks, 9 seconds. Increase wild kebbit catch rate by 2.5x. Wow, they're making a lot of hunter changes. What the fuck, tard? What is this? Like, as soon as I'm done maxing, you guys want to make all of these updates where it's going to be a better life experience when going for 99 Hunter. Allow 2 traps to be placed starting at level 1 Hunter rather than level 20. This effectively doubles XP rates for catching birds early on into your Hunter journey. Okay. Make the Ring of Pursuit able to reveal full tracks even after one's already been started. All right. Improve the drop rate and pity rate for butterfly and moth Hunter rumors. These stand out as pretty non-interactive and feel like they need a much higher variance than other rumors, so we'd like to improve their consistency as a tad. Drop rate from 1 in 75 to 1 in 40. Pity rate from 1 in 50 to 80. Grant 30 XP for killing a chompy bird. It's a token amount, but feels like it makes sense. Okay. Agility changes. No, please. We've got some spicy sepulcher changes. Some terrific. The fuck does that even mean, you piece of shit? You can't just say terrific. What is that? Used to create an adjective that indicates causing or creating something. Absolute fools. They always want to act cool. Say create, damn it. The Hollow Sepulchre is a real standout as far as modern skilling methods go. It's fast-paced, intuitive, and interactive. Having said that, most players must bounce off their agility training before getting to Hollow Sepulchre's best parts, and playing to focus solely on the Hollow Sepulchre for their training can find some parts of progression to get a little tedious. Here's what we're proposing. Lower floor 4 entry requirement to level 77, down from 82. Okay, that's valid. Lower floor 5 entry requirement level to 87, down to 92. Okay. Honestly valid again. Allow players to boost for floor entry, meaning a player at 72 agility could bite a summer pie at the end of floor 3 to gain entry to floor 4. Interesting. Adjust floor 5's grand coffin so it requires 84 thieving or 92 agility to open. So it does nothing with XP rates, just like boosting XP rates early on, theoretically speaking, right? So if you have like 77 agility or 72, you can eat a summer pie. Now you're going to get better rates because you could go to a bigger floor. These changes are aimed at getting players moving through the floors more quickly and putting themselves to test against the more challenging obstacles early on. A perfect excuse for you to burn through that stock of summer pies. Makes sense. Increase the duration of the Colossal Warm Agility by 25 to 30% increased XP in termites to match so that it's XP per hour and termites hour. This isn't a metric you would find in any other game, but fewer inputs an hour. Now let's see what you'll be able to do unlock with those agility gains. So Colossal Warm Agility. I've never done that myself, but it looks like people do, and that's why it's getting an update, I'm assuming. Shortcuts. Level 49, west of Draenor Manor, small gap in the fence. Level 54, southwest of Giant's Plateau, allowing easy access to and from the desert. Southern edge of Edgeville Dungeon, cutting down on travel time if you've lost your brass key. Central area on the top floor of Arcanius Library, allowing you to jump down to the bottom floor to watch your ankles. North of Suffafine, a slippery stepping stone for those who you need to cross the River Elide in a flash. The small island north of Mosler Harmus, your least favorite treasure trail step just to get a whole lot better. West of Povodniviach, allowing quick access from Ali the Hag, is hut to the nearby plateau. Interesting. And then a bunch of new grapple ones right here. Don't feel like reading those out loud, but okay. So better life changes for a normal RuneScape player that might run into these things. What is this? Guardians of the Rift. Wow, so much skilling updates today. Allow players to purchase the Abyssal Needle for a 750 Abyssal Pearls, meaning there's a deterministic option for players going dry. It's valid. Allow Guardian's Eye to unlock a permanent metamorphosis on the Rift Guardian, rather than taking up space in your bank for whenever you want to switch up your companion's appearance. Okay, valid. Allow the Abyssal Lantern to function outside of Guardians of the Rift if it's burning logs that provide some effect beyond the activity. This means normal Oak Maple Yew logs won't have any function outside of the Guardians of the Rift, but Willow, Blisterwood, Magic, and Redwood will. Okay. Temperos. Allow players to purchase the Fish Barrel and the Tackle Box for 6,000 Spirit Flakes each. Wow. What is this? Easy RuneScape mode? What is this ziggery shit? Honestly, it's valid though, because it's like they're making it so like if you go hella dry, you can purchase it as well, right? No way the Corrupted Gauntlet is getting changes. Please. No. Did they actually take my idea? My idea was this. Why don't you stack the CG chest as much as you want? So if you finish the CG run, you don't have to open the chest right away and you could just go back in there immediately. So you could stack up 10 CG chests and open them all at once if you want. Changes aimed at reducing prep phase variance intensity. Guarantee a random demi-boss spawn at northeast, southwest most rooms from the center. Meaning 4 demi-bosses with fixed locations, but the specific demi-bosses that you encounter will be random. While you're talking demi-bosses, we'd like to reduce their maximum attack range from 16 to 10, meaning you're less likely to get jump-scared by an off-screen dark beast. Add a guaranteed weapon frame drop from your list from your first lower-tier NPC kill. Okay, just by reading this makes it so speedrunners that are trying to get like a speedrun time is going to be pretty happy about this. The one that's holding the record right now is not going to be happy about that. I think this is making it more easier for no reason, right? The 16 to 10 tiles, like you should know where a demi-boss room is going to be, right? You can tell by the map on the side, gauntlet map, and just where you're heading. You could just tell that if a demi-boss is going to be there. So if you die like that, then you deserve to be punished for it for your lack of knowledge. But I mean, it's not a really big change. I said no, Immortal Chris. I said no, remember?
All right.
No. Add a guaranteed weapon frame drop for your first lower tier NPC kill. I wonder what kind of what kind of speedruns are going to happen now with this. It's not. I'd say it's better life changes. Second one is interesting. Don't really see a crazy need for it. Changes aimed at decluttering or simplifying prep. No! Don't tell me tier 3 prep is becoming easy mode. I don't want to look. No. Because I literally do it with 99% success right now with such ease, and I'm such a demon at it. Don't tell me that tier 3 prep is becoming easy mode. No! It takes a lot of skill to do tier 3 prep. You gotta be good at the game to be able to do it consistently. Make Fearbook, Crystal Ore, and Linum Titanium stackable. What the fucktard? Wow. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. So now they're not ever going to take up your inventory. Wow. For CG, now they just all stack in one thing and your inventory is never going to get filled. You don't need inventory management when you do tier 3 prep on your hardcore Iron Man now. You don't. Automatically place crystal shards in your inventory rather than you having to pick them up. That's another like really good change in my opinion. And that's going to make speedrun times way faster. Reduce variance of the number of crystal shards dropped by enemies, meaning the number of enemies you need to kill should feel more consistent between runs. Standardize the stats of the regular, meaning non-demi-boss enemies within tiers, so that's not better to kill Wolf over Scorpion, for an example. Valid. Simplify the number of crystal shards used to create various pieces of equipment so that you're not reliant on remembering the odd numbers over reliant on a plugin to keep track. Creating a tier 1 weapon requires no crystal shards now, down from 20. You'll still need a weapon frame, however. Creating a tier 2 weapon costs 50 crystal shards, down from 60. Creating a tier 1 armor requires 50 crystal shards, up from 40. Creating a piece of tier 2 armor requires 100 crystal shards, up from 80. Creating a tier 3 piece armor requires 100 crystal shards, up from 80. The reason for this increase is that we don't want tier 3 to become a guarantee must-have for every run, and should still be trading comfort for time loss. Encouraging people to push themselves down to tier 1 prep for the fastest clears. Full set of tier 1 armor and 2 tier 3 weapons require 250 crystal shards, down from 280 that it currently does. A full set of tier 2 armor and tier 3 weapons require 450 shards, down from 460 that it currently does. A full set of tier 3 armor and tier 3 weapons requires 750 crystal shards, up from 700 than it currently does. The additional demi-bosses dotted around and auto pickups for crystal shards should make it easier to rack up these, however. Okay. I think the stackable materials is good, not bad, actually. Prevent weapon frames from dropping if you have a total of 3 weapon frames or crafted weapons. Okay. These changes should make you feel more reliable with the prep, make the quantities of things required easy to remember, and probably speed things up for players of all skill levels. All right. Valid. Okay. Add a minimum number of player attacks before the Phantom Muspa can change styles, to prevent constant back-to-back swaps, which makes the fight frustrating in higher tier gear setups. That's really interesting. Phantom Muspa. So after like 3 range hits, you automatically goes to mage, something like that, instead of damage threshold. Add a minimum number of player attacks before demonic gorillas can change overheads to prevent constant back-to-back swaps, which make them a really draining slayer task. You do get rewarded for it with a Zanite if you get spooned, I guess. These two are, I would say, for the best, maybe. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's good for the game. Lower the duration of Phantom Muspa's homing spikes attack so that it ends a little sooner, since it's kind of a drag. Okay. Add a cooldown before Skatizo Totem can spawn again after being destroyed. Okay. Reduce the size of Skatizo's arena so that you're more focused on dealing damage than increasing your daily step counter, running between totems nonstop. I like this a lot. Remove the restrictions on lifesteal effects against the Warden of Elderness or Tumikin, meaning the Blood Fury and Sagonisti staff would be able to function here. Ooh, that's going to make TOA easier. Interesting. Reduce Chivalry's drain rate so that it matches Deadeye and Mystic Vigor. There is no follow-up sentence. Prevent the Surge Potion's cooldown from being reset on death inside Chambers of Xerix. It introduces a feels bad meta for speedrunners. True. No, I feel like this is literally specifically for speedrunners, but valid. Prevent progress at Night's Wave from being reset if you leave via the door. Okay. Our thoughts on CM, Chambers of Xeric, and Prayer Scrolls. Approach 1. Reduce Prayer Scroll weighting slightly, do nothing else. Approach 2. Reduce Prayer Scroll weighting, reduce purple chance. Okay. Approach number 3. Increase the purple chance. Okay. Reduce Prayer Scroll weighting slightly and do nothing else. This is for CM chambers, right? They basically want to buff CMs. I mean, what's the best approach here? 1, 2, or 3? Reduce Prayer Scroll weightings, reduce purple chance. Reduce Prayer Scroll weighting slightly and do nothing else. I think the best approach is probably number 1, to be honest. Oh, the number 4 is the best. There is no approach 4. You're lying. Why do you lie? What are you guys lying about? There's 4 in the text. You're lying, damn it. There's not. Stop lying, damn it. The paragraph under 3. This one? Read further. Unique prices are delicate, and Cox Uniques have historically done a pretty good job at maintaining value considering the raid's lifespan. So we're quite cautious about any solution that might result in drastic increase for these. Instead, we'd like to float an idea that tackles the problem from a slightly different angle. What if the scrolls themselves had some sort of added value to apply upwards pressure? Here's an idea what we've been toying with. What if you could re-roll a unique? Hypothetical scenario, a player obtains an arcane prayer scroll. Players could withdraw the scroll or re-roll it. A re-roll provides a 1 in X chance to re-roll on the unique table again. But with the arcane prayer scroll removed from the table, increasing all other unique weightings. If the 1 in X chance is missed, the arcane prayer scroll is deleted. I like this. I like approach 4 as well. Yeah. Or approach 1. Approach 1 and 4 is what I like the most. Either reduce prayer scroll weighting slightly and do nothing else, or this. Okay. There's one alone. I'm flashing. Go to read 5 and 6, so there is no 5 and 6. Please stop lying. Please, I'm already stressed out. Let's not lie today. It's between 1 and 4. It's time to open up the Grand Exchange interference. Prepare to panic or buy and sell fast finger wins. Saying staff tweaks. Chance to heal increased to 1 in 5, up from 1 in 6. Deals 8 additional damage whenever the heal procs. This averages out to plus 1.6 damage per hit. Base max hit increased by +1. Charge cost reduced to 2 blood wounds per cast, down from 3. Soul Reaper axe changes. Strength bonus increased to 125, up from 121. Stacks to provide +10 damage per stack, up from 6+ damage per stack. Stack caps at 3, down from 5. Oh, so it's the same thing, but it goes down to 3. This equates to the same damage increase, but with a faster ramp-up time and less HP loss to achieve maximum stacks. I like that a lot for the Soul Reaper axe. I feel like I never see anybody use it. Gizzard Rapier stab accuracy is increased by +6. Strength bonus increased by +4. This guarantees an additional max hit in all setups. Blade of Salador slash accuracy increased by +6. Strength bonus increased by +4. This guarantees an additional max hit in all setups. Gaijin Boots +1 range strength bonus. Master Wand +10% magic damage bonus. Ancient Scepters of all variants have their magic damage bonus increased up to 10%, up from 5%. Wow. Damn, this is so crazy in terms of items. Ruck my butt and call me a ruckin' slut. Like, what is going on here? Belly's Folly drop rate increased 1 in 75, up from 1 in 256. Wait, what? Belly's Folly's drop rate is increased to 1 in 75, up from 1 in 256. So did the drop rate get better or worse? Are they saying that it turned into this, or is it it's gonna turn into this? It's gonna be better now. Wow, that's so easy to get. Aquanite Hopper to have its secondary hit accuracy penalty halved. There's not much room to buff this loads without it power creeping on Twisted Buckler, but a small buff should make it at least a little bit more worthwhile. Okay. Predator bow has to be more consistent thanks to the new engine capabilities. It's hard to quantify this, but in effect, it should mean that the bow finds its new targets more reliably. Okay. Inquisitor changes. Holy shit. Lock in, because I have 30 Inquisitor sets. If this is good changes, that means I've made bank when logging to the Omar account today. Please. Come on, lock in. Lock in. If these changes come in, I get like so much GP. Remove the Inquisitor set bonus. Fuck! Damn it! We already damn lost. I don't have to read more. Why are they removing it? Wait, is this nerfs or buffs? You see? This allows all pieces and mace to function better independently rather than locking their utility to a complete set. Inquisitor mace gains 5+ strength bonus and +7 crush accuracy. This guarantees +1 max hit in all setups and may add +2 max hit in some setups. Inquisitor's Great Helm gains +2 crush accuracy, putting its total crush at 10, up from 8, and +2 strength bonus. This matches the equivalent slash and strength bonus granted by Old Plate Helm. Inquisitor's Halberd gains +4 accuracy, putting its total crush from 16, up from 12. This matches the equivalent slash bonus granted by Old Plate Chest. Shaman Mask mage bonus increased by +2 from -6. Gear nerfs. Burning Claw special attack cost increased to 35% from... Damn it! I have 703 of these things. I've spent bills on this claw. Bills. It's over, bro. It's over for me. I've probably lost 10 bill because of this. Minimum 5 bill. I'm always getting rucked in the butt. Bro. These are incredibly energy efficient and often outcompetent special attack options obtained from considerably harder content. They make it really difficult for us to fill additional special attack weapon space and drastically overperform considering their unlock source, since we wouldn't consider them to be an endgame unlock as opposed to the stepping stone on your way to things like Dragon Claws or Void Waker. Makes sense? It makes sense. We have 2 other items in this category that overperform considerably in PvP scenarios only. Okay. In PvP, the Eclipsed Ladle, made to attack 1 tick slower unless the full Eclipse set is worn. Wow! That is craziness. The Eclipsed Ladle's attack speed. Wow. That is pretty random though, because that changes like a lot of meta for Bounty Hunter, NH, because everybody uses Atlatl in Deep Wild, right? You see it all the time. I think that, you want me to be honest with you? I think this is, even though I like Atlatl and I like using it just like for peers and all that, I think that this probably makes it more skill. Yeah, because if you were at a full Eclipse set now on the main and you're forced to use that Atlatl, that makes it 1 tick faster. Now you're obligated to not miss any piece of armor, and also it has low defense bonus, which means you get punished for using it. It makes sense. People would use Blood Moon Tacit, Needs to Not Face Guard, and want to use the Eclipse, right? Especially on Piers. Piers Eclipse Atlatl was it is overpowered. You could hit like a 34 or something like that on a Pier with Ultra Ring and Rancor, or probably even a little bit more or something. Something stupid. And you could just, that's too strong on a pure account. I honestly think it's a good thing that they're doing this. Then you're going to start seeing everybody in Bounty Hunter with MSBs again. What the fuck are they going to use? Tazar rings? MSBs, maybe dragon throwing axes. Throwing knives. Web weavers back, probably. Web weavers. People are going to buy more web weavers now. It's going to be harder to kill people in Bounty Hunter and in Deep Wild and all this other stuff. Interesting. In PvP, Soul Flame's Horn's special attack adjusted to provide plus 50% accuracy rather than 100% accuracy. The Soul Flame Horn makes it one iteming with weapons like the Ancient Mace exceptionally strong and doesn't confer any meaningful risk to a group utilizing the strategy. I like it. I do. Pure adjustment, the Rosewood Blowpipe made able to use darts up to rune. Instead of its current cap to adamant to compensate, the 10% bonus damage on its double shot rapid burst special attack would be removed. Rosewood Blowpipe made able to use darts up to rune instead of its current cap. That's pretty interesting. I never used that blowpipe anyways, to be fair. Early game Slayer has a whole lot of, okay. New magic amulets. We'd like to, okay. Amulet of Air, made using an air diamond, which drops from kilowatts at a rate of 1 in 64. Each of these amulets provides +2 in its elemental max hit, alongside a +10 magic accuracy. Very interesting. Amulet of Water, Amulet of Earth, Amulet of Fire. Infernal Mages, Molamasks, Sea Snake, and Kilowatts, 1 in 64. Crafting each of these amulets will have a rune craft requirement, likely in the 18 to 22 range. But players with 30 rune crafting can combine all of these to create the Elemental Amulet. The Elemental Amulet provides a +2 max hit of all elemental spells alongside a +10 magic accuracy. This is going to be good for early game for Irons and people making early accounts and stuff like that. A new ranged necklace. The Necklace of Fangs drops from turrets at the rate of 1 in 128, provides 1 strength, range strength, plus 12 range accuracy. Turrets, you're not going to have to skip them anymore, guys, right? You're not going to have to skip a turret task. You're not going to want to not do it anymore because you're going to want to get this probably on your early Iron Man and get the Necklace of Fangs, right? Let me read this because I feel like this is important. Early game run energy improvements. Fully restore running energy and cure any damage over time effects like poison upon completing a quest. Wait, what? You fully restore running energy and cure any damage over time effects like poison upon completing a quest. Adding 1 to 3 dose energy pots to a variety of early game loot tables at a fairly common rate. I like that a lot as well. Buff energy potions to restore 15% running energy per dose. Like it. Adjust Herblore recipe for energy potions so that they are made from unfinished Guam potions instead of unfinished Hairlander potions. Adjust their Herblore requirement from 26 to 10. And subsequently adjust the XP obtained from making them to 45 down from 67.5. This adds another early game use for Guam. Leaves that might prove useful for Herblore training while also having increased utility in the early game thanks to the buff listed above. Okay. Allow pets to follow you into content like Gauntlet, Fossil Islands Underwater Area, various mini games, and respawn with you on death. I don't want to see my pet when I die. It's going to be staring at me. But okay. Well, don't tell me they're changing birdhouse runs. I love birdhouse runs. Birdhouse runs, okay. Since they're additional alongside Fossil Island in 2017, birdhouse runs have absolutely eclipsed the hunter skill. While the addition of a hunter rumors went some way to dethroning them, birdhouses account for a huge chunk of all hunter XP gained, dominating many level brackets and stages of progression. That huge gray space in the middle represents how much XP is gained from birdhouse runs at various hunter levels. From level 30 onward, it accounts for almost 80% of hunter all XP, until herbivore makes its entrance at level 80. So what are they saying?
Hey brother O, when you were in school, did you ever notice if your class was special? Your reading comprehension makes me lose brain cells.
Wait, I'm confused. They're saying that, but today we're narrowing down our scope a little and want to talk about birdhouse runs. It's a picture, it's this, it shows this. Oh, it's right here. You just fucking confused me, Donation. This is why I can't read sometimes. Because I'm trying to focus on a task, and then what am I hearing? Reading comprehension. You're bold, you're short, you're a terrorist, you're a sand twizzler, you're a Tuscan Raider, San Jute, Oda Bin Bombin. Can we just focus, please? I told you I'm really stressed out over All-Stars. We're still finalizing a plan. We still need to practice multi. Like my brother, please. Okay? I've been taking a couple days off to dedicate towards the team, right? Unironically, I've taken a day off yesterday, right? And I was with the team the whole day, basically. And I must say, gentlemen, what was it yesterday? I'm almost every day in June. And I must say, guys, like, I'm more stressed out, like, not streaming than I am streaming. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's that bad right now, guys. It's that bad. I just can't wait till All-Star starts and, like, just see how it is, like, 12 hours in or something. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's not inherently a problem for one method to stand above all other players for most players, but birdhouse runs strip the skill of its unique identity and result in gameplay loop that more closely resembles farming, effectively reducing all early game methods to dreaded dead content pile. Okay? In short, we'd like to try something along the lines of this. Let's see. Increase the nest output by 50% and make them more consistent so that you're not getting a couple on one run and filling your inventory on the next. Reduce the XP offered for checking them with a big reduction of lower end and smaller reduction at the top end. Keep birdhouse runs the same, bro. I don't want any changes with that. If people are not doing the birdhouse runs anyways, like my chat, I'm always doing the siren. Only a handful of them come. I say keep birdhouse runs. I like them, right? I don't think they should be nerfed. I do them almost every hour. I'm almost at 70 hunter. I think the play is to maybe buff hunter rumors if you want this to happen. Maybe slightly buff hunter rumors, maybe slightly buff chinning, right? I like them, bro. I like them, okay?